Every morning you wake up, you're given a gift. It's wrapped in potential, untapped and unknown, waiting for you to make it yours. That gift is called today. Too often we're trapped in the future waiting for tomorrow, or for circumstances to change, for an opportunity to come knocking, or for the right time to pursue our dreams. But life is happening now. Don't let another day slip by. What is it that truly moves you? What brings you alive, sparks your passion, fills you with purpose? Finding that purpose isn't just a luxury, it's your compass. Your time here isn't meant to be just spent. It's meant to be invested in ways that bring you closer to your higher self, to what you're really here to do. Embracing the present moment is the first and perhaps the most vital step in living a life of purpose and meaning. We often tell ourselves that the best moments of our lives are ahead of us, or wait to feel fulfilled until some future achievement or milestone. But life isn't a rehearsal for some grand event in the future. It is unfolding right now, in each moment, in each breath we take. The truth is, if we're constantly waiting for tomorrow, we miss the beauty, joy, and lessons that today has to offer. Living in the present requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what we lack or where we want to be, we learn to be fully here, accepting and appreciating where we are right now. The concept of waiting for the perfect time is an illusion. It is a comforting but ultimately empty thought that keeps us from engaging with our lives fully. We may think, I'll start pursuing my dreams once I'm more prepared. Or I'll find happiness when I have more money, a better job, or the right relationship. But this kind of thinking pushes life further and further away from us, out into a future that never quite arrives. By deferring our happiness to a time we can't predict or control, we give away our power. Embracing the present is about reclaiming that power, about making the most of each day, rather than waiting for circumstances to line up perfectly. There is beauty in every single moment, even the difficult ones. Moments of struggle, of learning, of growth, and of joy all contain meaning if we're willing to look for it. The simplest experience is a quiet morning, a walk in nature, a conversation with a loved one can bring immense fulfillment when we're fully present to them. These seemingly small moments make up the fabric of our lives. If we overlook them, always focused on the next big thing, we risk feeling empty and unfulfilled, no matter how many external achievements we collect. Learning to embrace the present doesn't mean ignoring our dreams or goals. It means understanding that each step we take toward them is valuable in itself. When we immerse ourselves in each task, conversation, and experience, we start to understand that the journey is just as important, if not more so, than the destination. Instead of racing through life, checking off accomplishments and moving on to the next, we find depth and meaning in the process. We become participants rather than spectators of our own lives, actively shaping our experiences and our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This shift to present moment awareness takes practice. Our minds are wired to dwell on the past or worry about the future, pulling us away from the here and now. But through conscious effort, whether through meditation, mindfulness practices, or simply taking a few deep breaths to center ourselves, we can gently bring ourselves back to the present. When we're fully here, we're not preoccupied with regrets from yesterday or anxieties about tomorrow. Instead, we find peace in the now, and it's in this state of peace that we become more aware of what truly matters to us. Embracing the present moment also fosters gratitude. When we're fully immersed in the now, we become more aware of the blessings in our lives, both big and small. Gratitude arises naturally when we stop rushing, and it's this gratitude that fills our lives with a sense of abundance and fulfillment. We begin to see that we have enough, that we are enough, and that this moment holds everything we need. Moreover, living in the present empowers us to take action. When we're constantly looking ahead, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by everything we think we need to do or become. But when we bring our focus back to today, we realize that we only need to take one small step forward, that we only need to do our best with what's in front of us right now. By doing this day after day, we build lives that are rich and meaningful, lives that reflect our deepest values and passions. In the end, life isn't a collection of past regrets or future dreams. It's a series of precious, fleeting moments happening right now. Embracing the present moment is an act of courage, of choosing to fully show up for the life we have rather than the one we imagine. When we live this way, we find that we're no longer waiting for life to start, we're already in the midst of it, savoring each day as it unfolds. Discovering your purpose is one of the most profound journeys you can embark upon in life. Purpose gives meaning to our days, drives our actions, and shapes our path. Without a sense of purpose, we may feel like we're drifting, going through the motions without a clear direction or a fulfilling sense of why. However, discovering our purpose is not a one-time revelation, it's an unfolding process that deepens over time, requiring introspection, courage, and a willingness to listen to our inner voice rather than the world's expectations. Purpose is often confused with career or ambition, but it goes much deeper than that. Purpose is not just about what we do, it's about why we do it and the impact it has on the world and on us. It's about finding what genuinely fulfills us, what makes us come alive, and what contributes positively to the lives of others. True purpose is something that resonates deeply within us, that makes us feel we're part of something bigger than ourselves. It's a guiding force that grounds us in the knowledge that our life matters, that our actions matter, and that each step we take is meaningful. To discover your purpose, begin by exploring what makes you feel engaged and joyful. Pay attention to activities, conversations, or experiences that make time seem to disappear, that bring you a sense of enthusiasm and satisfaction. These are clues to what truly resonates with you, clues to the kind of life you're meant to live. Sometimes we get glimpses of our purpose in the things we do for pleasure or out of curiosity. Over time, these interests and passions can reveal a deeper calling. Allowing yourself to pursue these sparks of joy, even if they don't seem significant or practical at first, can open doors to self-discovery and lead you closer to your purpose. Purpose also often lies in service to others. It's about finding ways to use your unique talents, skills, or experiences to uplift or positively impact others. When we're able to align what we love with helping or contributing to the well-being of those around us, we find a level of fulfillment that purely self-centered goals can't bring. Helping others doesn't have to mean making grand gestures or sacrifices. It can be as simple as bringing compassion into your interactions, offering support when someone needs it, or creating something that inspires others. Through acts of service, we learn that our lives are interconnected and that our actions have ripple effects far beyond what we can see. The path to purpose also involves reflecting on your values and beliefs. What do you stand for? What principles guide your life? When you understand what truly matters to you, you can make decisions and take actions that align with those values, bringing greater integrity and coherence to your life. Values give us a sense of direction and act as a compass that keeps us grounded even when life circumstances are challenging. By staying connected to our values, we not only bring ourselves closer to our purpose, but also ensure that our purpose is authentic and meaningful to us, not just a reflection of societal expectations. Fear and self-doubt can often be obstacles in the journey to discovering our purpose. We may fear failure, or we may worry about what others will think if we pursue a path that diverges from what's expected. But purpose requires courage. It requires trusting that our intuition, our inner voice, knows what's best for us, even if it defies convention. This journey isn't always straightforward, and it's normal to have doubts or to feel lost at times. But by taking small, consistent steps forward, by continually listening to our heart and what brings us joy, we gradually move closer to a life that feels aligned and meaningful. It's also essential to remember that purpose can evolve. The things that fulfill us at one stage of life may change as we grow, as we experience new things, or as our understanding of the world deepens. We are dynamic beings constantly growing, and our purpose can change in response to that growth. Allow yourself the flexibility to adapt, to reevaluate, and to rediscover purpose as life unfolds. Sometimes it's the experiences we least expect, or the challenges we face, that lead us to deeper and more authentic levels of purpose. Living with purpose doesn't mean every moment is filled with certainty or clarity. There will be times of doubt, challenges, and obstacles along the way. But knowing that you're working towards something that truly matters, something that makes a difference, is what will keep you going. Purpose brings resilience, a sense of peace, and a deeper connection to yourself and others. It turns ordinary days into meaningful experiences, transforms struggles into lessons, and gives you the strength to keep moving forward. In the end, discovering your purpose is about coming home to yourself, finding that unique place where your talents, values, and joy intersect with the needs of the world. It's a journey of self-discovery that opens the door to a fulfilling and impactful life, a life that feels like your own. When you live with purpose, you're no longer just existing, you're truly living, aware that each day is an opportunity to be, to give, and to grow. Letting go of limiting beliefs is one of the most powerful and transformative steps we can take toward unlocking our true potential. Limiting beliefs are the thoughts, assumptions, and mental barriers we carry often without realizing it that hold us back from pursuing our dreams, expanding our horizons, or even just living authentically. They might stem from past experiences, cultural conditioning, or the influence of those around us. We may not always recognize them, but these beliefs can shape our actions, define our self-worth, and ultimately limit the life we allow ourselves to live. By confronting and letting go of these beliefs, we create space to grow, learn, and step into our full capabilities. Limiting beliefs usually operate in subtle ways. They show up in the inner dialogue we have with ourselves, in statements like "I'm not good enough," "I don't have what it takes," or "people like me don't succeed at things like this." Often, these beliefs become so ingrained that we accept them as absolute truths, not realizing they are simply opinions formed from past experiences or external influences. For example, a single failure in the past might lead us to believe we're incapable of success in that area. These beliefs become filters through which we see ourselves in the world, but they are not the truth. They are simply stories we tell ourselves, and we have the power to rewrite them. The first step to letting go of limiting beliefs is awareness. Often we aren't fully conscious of the beliefs that shape our actions and choices. To uncover them, it's helpful to examine areas of life where we feel stuck or unfulfilled. By asking ourselves questions like, why do I believe I can't do this? Or what's really holding me back here? We can start to identify the beliefs that underlie our hesitations or fears. When we become aware of these thoughts, we realize that they are not necessarily based on reality, but rather on perceptions or assumptions. Awareness is empowering because once we recognize these beliefs, we can start challenging them. Challenging our limiting beliefs requires courage. It's natural to feel a sense of security in staying within the boundaries of what we believe to be possible for us. But these boundaries often keep us trapped in a comfort zone that stunts our growth. To move beyond them, we need to question the truth and validity of these beliefs. For instance, if we tell ourselves, "I'm not talented enough to pursue this dream," we can challenge that belief by asking, "Is that really true? Or what evidence do I have that I am incapable?" More often than not, we'll find that these beliefs have no real basis. They are simply fears in disguise. By actively challenging them, we weaken their hold over us. One powerful way to counteract limiting beliefs is to replace them with empowering ones. For example, instead of believing, "I'm not capable of achieving this," we can choose to believe, "I am capable and I can learn and grow along the way." Replacing limiting beliefs with affirming statements doesn't mean ignoring our fears, but it does mean choosing to focus on what's possible rather than what's not. The more we repeat these empowering beliefs to ourselves, the more they become ingrained in our mindset, creating a new positive narrative that supports our growth rather than restricts it. Action is another critical part of overcoming limiting beliefs. Sometimes the best way to dismantle a limiting belief is to prove it wrong through our actions. For instance, if we believe we're not good at public speaking, we can start by practicing in small, safe settings to gradually build confidence. Each time we take action, we build evidence that contradicts our limiting beliefs, and with time, these beliefs lose their power. Taking action is like casting light on the shadows of self-doubt. What once seemed impossible or terrifying becomes manageable and eventually achievable. Letting go of limiting beliefs also involves forgiving ourselves for past mistakes or failures. Sometimes limiting beliefs are tied to experiences in which we felt vulnerable or unworthy, and they cling to us because of unresolved emotions tied to those experiences. By choosing to forgive ourselves and learn from the past, we free ourselves from being defined by it. Instead of seeing a past mistake as proof of incompetence, we can view it as a stepping stone to wisdom. Forgiving ourselves allows us to move forward without the weight of guilt or self-doubt, opening up new possibilities for growth. Finally, surrounding ourselves with positive, supportive influences can be instrumental in shedding limiting beliefs. When we connect with people who see our potential, who believe in us, and who inspire us to grow, we're reminded that we are capable of more than we sometimes realize. Positive relationships offer us a mirror through which we can see our strengths and possibilities, helping us break free from the self-imposed restrictions of limiting beliefs. Being around people who uplift us allows us to recognize new possibilities for ourselves, making it easier to let go of the beliefs that no longer serve us. In the end, letting go of limiting beliefs is a journey toward freedom. It's about choosing to see ourselves through a lens of possibility, rather than through the narrow view of fear and doubt. This doesn't mean we'll never experience fear again, but it does mean we'll no longer be ruled by it. By letting go of limiting beliefs, we open ourselves to growth, to new experiences, and to the life we're truly capable of living. This transformation allows us to step fully into our power, moving forward with courage, purpose, and a renewed sense of possibility. Prioritizing growth over comfort is a vital mindset shift for anyone who wants to live a life of purpose, fulfillment, and resilience. Comfort is familiar, predictable, and often feels safe. But when we prioritize comfort at the expense of growth, we limit our potential, stagnate in our development, and hold ourselves back from experiences that could change and enrich our lives. Growth, by contrast, pushes us beyond what's familiar, challenging us to confront fears, learn new skills, and become stronger and more capable individuals. While comfort may provide temporary security, it's growth that offers us true, lasting fulfillment and the confidence to face whatever life may bring. Growth is inherently uncomfortable because it requires us to step into unknown territory, to venture beyond what we already know, and to engage with aspects of ourselves that we may not have explored before. In every area of life, whether it's our career, relationships, health, or personal development, growth demands that we expand our limits. We may experience fear, self-doubt, or even failure, but these experiences are valuable teachers. Each time we choose to grow, we learn something new about ourselves, develop greater resilience, and gain the skills needed to overcome future challenges. Many people find it difficult to prioritize growth because our brains are naturally wired to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. The familiar feels safe because it's predictable, and our instincts often push us to avoid situations that seem risky or challenging. However, if we let this instinct guide our lives, we may end up settling for less than we're capable of achieving. Comfort zones are powerful because they protect us from perceived threats, but they also keep us from discovering our full potential. Choosing growth over comfort means consciously overriding this instinct, understanding that the discomfort of growth is temporary and that the rewards far outweigh the initial challenges. One of the most powerful benefits of prioritizing growth is that it builds confidence. Each time we step out of our comfort zone and face something difficult, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of more than we initially believed. This confidence doesn't come from success alone. It often arises from facing failures, learning from them, and trying again. Over time, we build a track record of resilience that shows us we can handle adversity and that we have the ability to learn and adapt. This confidence becomes a solid foundation that empowers us to tackle even bigger challenges in the future. Another significant outcome of choosing growth is the development of new skills and perspectives. Growth often requires us to learn, adapt, and find new solutions to unfamiliar problems. Each time we challenge ourselves, we add to our skill set and broaden our understanding of the world and of ourselves. This new knowledge and perspective not only makes us more capable, but also increases our value in various aspects of life. Whether it's acquiring new abilities in our careers, gaining emotional intelligence in relationships, or developing resilience in difficult times, growth enriches us, making us more adaptable and resourceful individuals. Prioritizing growth also brings us closer to discovering our purpose. When we push ourselves to grow, we often encounter aspects of life that we may not have otherwise experienced. By stepping out of our comfort zones, we open ourselves to new possibilities, new ideas, and new connections. These experiences can reveal what we're truly passionate about, what drives us, and where our strengths lie. Many people discover their life's purpose not by staying comfortable, but by venturing into the unknown, facing challenges, and learning what truly matters to them. Growth can serve as a compass that guides us toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. It's important to recognize that growth doesn't always mean drastic, life-changing actions. Often it's the small, consistent steps that lead to significant change. We don't need to abandon everything familiar to grow, we just need to commit to challenging ourselves in meaningful ways. Small actions like learning a new skill, engaging in a difficult conversation, or setting a goal slightly beyond our current abilities can push us to expand our limits gradually. These small steps compound over time, leading to profound personal growth without overwhelming us. Another crucial aspect of prioritizing growth over comfort is that it fosters a mindset of resilience and adaptability. Life is full of unexpected challenges and changes, and the more we grow, the better equipped we are to handle these disruptions. By consistently choosing growth, we learn to embrace uncertainty and adapt to change rather than resisting it. We develop the mental flexibility to handle setbacks and the emotional resilience to keep moving forward even when things are tough. This resilience becomes a powerful asset that allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. In the end, prioritizing growth over comfort means choosing a life of continuous learning, exploration, and self-discovery. It means valuing experiences that expand our minds and challenge our spirits over temporary safety. While comfort may provide short-term ease, it's growth that brings long-term satisfaction and a deep sense of accomplishment. It's in the moments when we stretch beyond what we thought possible, when we overcome obstacles we once feared, and when we realize we are capable of more than we imagined, that we feel truly alive. Choosing growth over comfort is a commitment to becoming the best version of ourselves, not for anyone else's approval, but for our own journey and sense of purpose. When we prioritize growth, we're not just surviving life, we're thriving, exploring, and creating a life that's rich in experiences, resilience, and self-awareness. In this way, growth becomes not just an option, but a way of life, one that brings us ever closer to realizing our fullest potential. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering choices you can make. When you assume full responsibility, you move from a position of reacting to your circumstances to actively creating the life you want. Responsibility is about understanding that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we have the power to choose how we respond, what we learn from each experience, and how we shape our future. Embracing this level of accountability is essential because it shifts the focus from external factors and situations to our own actions, mindset, and choices, which are ultimately within our control. Taking responsibility begins with self-awareness. We need to look honestly at our actions, attitudes, and decisions to understand how they influence our lives. It's easy to point fingers at external circumstances or other people when things go wrong, but this attitude keeps us trapped in a cycle of blame. By acknowledging our role in our successes and failures, we gain insight into the ways our choices shape our lives. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. It allows us to identify areas where we can improve, where we may be holding ourselves back, and where we need to make different choices to reach our goals. This doesn't mean we should blame ourselves for everything, but rather we should recognize the influence we have over our lives. When we take responsibility, we also take control of our reactions to external events. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable, but we have the power to decide how we respond to them. This ability to choose our response is one of the greatest freedoms we possess. By choosing responses that align with our values and long-term goals, we're able to navigate challenges more effectively and turn difficult situations into opportunities for growth. It's about shifting from a reactive mindset to a proactive one, where we decide the best course of action rather than letting circumstances dictate our reactions. In doing so, we gain a sense of peace and resilience, knowing that we have the power to shape our experiences. Taking responsibility also involves letting go of a victim mindset. A victim mindset assumes that life happens to us and that we have little say in our circumstances or outcomes. This mindset often stems from unresolved pain, past failures, or challenging experiences that left us feeling powerless. However, if we adopt a mindset of ownership, we begin to see that we are not defined by our past or by difficult circumstances. Instead, we're empowered to learn from our experiences, make changes, and move forward. Letting go of a victim mindset requires courage and self-compassion, but it's essential if we want to create a life we're proud of. Taking responsibility also means setting clear intentions and goals for ourselves. When we take charge of our lives, we realize that achieving our dreams requires commitment, effort, and persistence. Responsibility isn't just about dealing with setbacks, it's also about proactively setting a course for the life we want. This involves defining what success and happiness look like to us, making plans to reach those aspirations, and taking consistent action toward them. By setting our own standards and defining our own goals, we become the authors of our lives rather than passive participants. This process of setting goals, working toward them, and adjusting along the way strengthens our confidence and sense of purpose. Accountability is a central aspect of taking responsibility. When we hold ourselves accountable, we commit to evaluating our progress, recognizing when we fall short, and taking steps to improve. This doesn't mean being overly harsh with ourselves, rather, it means being honest and constructive in our self-assessment. By holding ourselves accountable, we develop discipline, which is crucial for achieving our long-term goals. Self-accountability also helps us build integrity, as we learn to follow through on our commitments to ourselves and others. Each time we honor our promises, we build self-trust, reinforcing the belief that we are capable and reliable. Taking responsibility also enhances our relationships. When we own our actions and communicate honestly, we build trust and respect with others. By being accountable for our choices, we demonstrate maturity and reliability, which are foundational qualities for strong relationships. Taking responsibility in relationships means acknowledging when we've made a mistake, being open to feedback, and working actively to improve our interactions. It means letting go of defensiveness and recognizing that, just as we seek growth, others may also benefit from our honesty and commitment to change. This approach fosters deeper connections as we learn to navigate challenges together and grow in mutual respect. Perhaps most importantly, taking responsibility for your life builds resilience and self-belief. When we recognize that we have the power to shape our own lives, we start to trust in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. We know that no matter how challenging the circumstances, we have the capacity to adapt, learn, and grow. This sense of responsibility fosters resilience as we no longer see setbacks as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to strengthen and prepare ourselves for future challenges. By consistently taking responsibility, we also reinforce our self-belief, knowing that we are capable of achieving our dreams through our actions and choices. In the end, taking responsibility is about recognizing that we are active participants in our lives, that we have the power to create, to learn, and to grow. It's a mindset that encourages us to take ownership of our happiness, our growth, and our journey. By taking responsibility, we stop waiting for things to change and start making changes ourselves. This shift empowers us to live more fully, with purpose and intention, knowing that we are shaping our lives with each decision we make. Instead of being at the mercy of external circumstances, we become the architects of our future, building a life of integrity, resilience, and fulfillment. Finding joy in the journey, rather than focusing solely on the destination, is one of the most rewarding shifts in mindset that we can embrace. Life often presents us with big dreams, goals, and aspirations, and it's natural to envision the end result. However, when we become fixated solely on the outcome, we can miss out on the beauty, growth, and meaning in each step along the way. Embracing the journey allows us to appreciate life in the present, recognizing that each moment contributes to who we are becoming. By finding joy in the process, we can cultivate a more fulfilling life, filled with moments of gratitude and growth. Our culture often emphasizes achievement and success as measures of worth, pushing us to focus on milestones or tangible results. While it's important to set goals and work toward them, an exclusive focus on the end goal can lead to frustration, impatience, and even burnout. When our satisfaction is tied only to reaching the destination, we risk feeling dissatisfied if progress is slow or obstacles arise. By shifting our focus to the journey, we create space to appreciate each moment, seeing every step as valuable and purposeful. This approach transforms our experience as we find meaning not just in achieving, but in learning, evolving, and savoring each day. Enjoying the journey encourages us to be present and to truly live in the moment. It reminds us that life is happening now, not just when we reach the next achievement or cross off the next goal. By being present, we experience a deeper connection to our daily lives, to the people around us, and to the tasks at hand. We become more mindful of our actions and intentions, recognizing that each moment is an opportunity to grow, connect, and learn. This mindfulness helps us find peace and contentment in the here and now, allowing us to live with a sense of fulfillment regardless of how far we are from our goals. Finding joy in the journey also fosters resilience as it allows us to see challenges as part of the process rather than obstacles to our happiness. When we are focused only on reaching an end goal, setbacks can feel overwhelming, causing us to doubt ourselves or lose motivation. However, when we embrace the journey, we recognize that challenges and setbacks are not roadblocks but valuable parts of our growth. Each obstacle becomes an opportunity to learn, adapt, and develop resilience. We start to see that growth often occurs during the difficult moments, and instead of resisting them, we can approach them with curiosity, understanding that they are shaping us into stronger, wiser individuals. One of the key benefits of focusing on the journey is that it helps us maintain balance. When we're fixated on achieving a particular result, it's easy to become overly focused, often sacrificing our well-being, relationships, or peace of mind in the pursuit of that goal. By prioritizing the journey, we're more likely to maintain a balanced approach, honoring our physical, mental, and emotional health along the way. We learn that we don't have to exhaust ourselves to achieve our dreams. Instead, we can take each step mindfully, honoring our needs and finding enjoyment along the way. This balance helps us create a sustainable, fulfilling path to success that doesn't sacrifice our well-being. When we find joy in the journey, we also open ourselves up to unexpected opportunities and experiences. Life rarely follows a straight path, and sometimes our greatest growth and happiness come from moments we didn't plan for or anticipate. By being present and open to each experience, we allow ourselves to embrace these opportunities, discovering new interests, friendships, and possibilities that may not align perfectly with our original goal but enrich our lives in unexpected ways. This openness allows us to see that the journey itself is full of gifts, leading us to insights and experiences that contribute to a richer, more diverse life. Celebrating small wins along the way is another powerful way to find joy in the journey. Each step we take, no matter how small, represents progress, and recognizing these achievements helps us stay motivated and positive. When we take the time to acknowledge our efforts, we reinforce the idea that the journey is worth celebrating. These small wins keep us focused on what we're achieving now, reminding us that success is a series of steps, not just a final destination. By celebrating along the way, we cultivate gratitude and reinforce the mindset that each step we take matters. Living with a focus on the journey also helps us cultivate a sense of self-compassion. When we are too focused on the destination, we may become overly critical or impatient with ourselves if things don't go as planned. However, when we embrace the journey, we allow ourselves to make mistakes, to take detours, and to grow at our own pace. This approach fosters kindness and patience toward ourselves, understanding that growth is not a race but a personal experience. Self-compassion allows us to enjoy the journey with a sense of ease and acceptance, making the path to our goals a rewarding experience in itself. Ultimately, finding joy in the journey is about living fully and authentically. It's about recognizing that each moment of life is precious, that we don't need to wait for a specific outcome to feel happy, fulfilled, or complete. By choosing to find meaning in each step, we free ourselves from the pressure of constantly achieving and allow ourselves to experience life as it is. We understand that the value of our journey lies not only in reaching our goals, but in who we become along the way. When we learn to enjoy the journey, we're able to see life as a series of meaningful moments rather than a checklist of accomplishments. We live with a sense of curiosity and wonder, open to learning and growing every day. This mindset allows us to savor life's richness, knowing that true fulfillment comes from experiencing each step with joy, gratitude, and presence. By finding joy in the journey, we create a life that is fulfilling not because of what we achieve, but because of how we choose to experience and appreciate every moment along the way. In the end, life is a series of moments and choices that define who we are and what we stand for. When we stop wasting time, commit to living intentionally, and focus on growth, we transform the course of our lives. By choosing to take responsibility, we empower ourselves to shape our destiny, moving beyond the comfort of the familiar into the excitement of true potential. This journey is not a straight line. It's filled with challenges, detours, and surprises, but it's in embracing each step that we find purpose and fulfillment. Our greatest achievements aren't just destinations reached, but the lessons learned, resilience built, and self-discovery found along the way. Remember, the journey itself is where life happens. Every choice you make today matters. Every moment is an opportunity to become who you are meant to be, and every step forward is a chance to live a life that's rich in meaning, growth, and joy. Embrace it. No excuses. Life is too short and time too precious to hold ourselves back. We often find reasons to stay in our comfort zones, to postpone the things that really matter, or to wait for the perfect moment that may never come. But every excuse is a missed opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become who we are meant to be. Growth requires that we take full ownership of our journey, understanding that the only way to live fully is to act with purpose and intention despite the challenges, despite the fear, despite the doubt. No excuses means facing each day with a mindset of resilience and responsibility, knowing that while circumstances may not always be in our control, our response to them always is. It's about choosing to show up, to make the most of what we have, and to push ourselves beyond what we thought possible. By letting go of excuses, we free ourselves from limitations and discover a strength we may have never known. No excuses, just action, because your life is worth every ounce of effort, and your dreams deserve every step forward.